Hello, welcome to Mystical Adventures. I am Anne Vivian, and I'm excited to go on a mystical adventure with you today. How are you doing, my friend? How is your Mercury retrograde and October going? I believe last radio show, I talked about the energy for October, and I talked about some shifts with banking, shifts with money here in the United States. Our U.S. House of Representatives is voting on a bill to raise the debt ceiling, controversial, and there's some shifts going on with banking and money in our states in that way. Also, a lot of people have been noticing prices have been raising on certain items, and some people are not calling it, are hesitant to call it inflation, but there's some shifts happening in money and prices and banking, and which I talked about in the beginning of the month. And I've also noticed, have you noticed this in my circle of friends, in my circle of professional colleagues and clients? There's some shifts going on in finances, in our relationships with money, our relationships with managing our finances, banking, how we organize and nurture our prosperity. And I believe that is a collective energy, and we can actually work with it in a positive way if we're aware of it. And if you're aware about your relationship with money on an individual level, it can help you to take the reins of this horse and be able to steer it so that you're not overly influenced by if there are collective patterns that are happening that are not necessarily easy or prospering everybody. Remember, you are very powerful and you are connected with your divine source, and that's more powerful than any other up and down of the stock market or the collective financial situation. Even in the Depression, people were prospering. So let's keep that in mind, that even as things are shifting around us, we can always tune into the abundant source within. The spirit helper for this week has something to say about abundance. I also wanted to check in with you, my lovely, about the masculine and feminine energy that came up last radio show when the beautiful ascended master, Irish ancestor goddess Danu, bestowed upon us a message of wisdom about integrating our masculine and feminine and balancing our consciousness. So have you thought about your inner masculine and feminine and how they are in balance or out of balance? Do you have more masculine or feminine energy at this time in your life? It's helpful to take a minute and ask, how am I in balance? How am I out of balance? Perhaps my inner mother or my inner father could use some healing. We're going to explore a little bit today the idea of being influenced by others and your influence on others. The spirit helper had something to say about that. And it's also a way we can understand our masculine and feminine, our yin yang parts of ourselves. Is, am I being overly influenced by others? Am I being too receptive? That's perhaps a distortion of yin, or the feminine energies. We're overly influenced by others, and our door is too open. Are we able to connect with ourselves, to be receptive to others, but to connect with our own will? That is a more balanced way of the receptivity, is that we can be receptive and influenced by others, but also connected with our own will and our own connection with our higher power. Perhaps there's also the possibility that you're influencing others in a distorted way. And you could also influence others in a balanced way. If you're overly influencing others, that would be controlling, would be an example of that. And if we're not confident enough in ourselves, then we are not able to even express ourselves. And that's an imbalance of the masculine energy. So ask yourself, am I being influenced by others in a balanced way? Am I influencing others in a balanced way? Do I have that balance of receptivity and generativity, or receptivity and will? And if you find that you are, even unconsciously, you don't even realize it, perhaps overly influenced by others, the social media, or just media, or people at work, or family members that perhaps are complaining a lot, or expressing beliefs that you don't resonate with. Well, that's part of life. But as you're aware that you're perhaps influenced by them and their energy has somehow been internalized in your energy, you had some role in allowing that internalization. It's okay, because you can always release, let go, forgive, cleanse. We're going to be talking about that today. I'm going to pull a few cards for the energy for this week, and then I will read for you the channeled message from this week's Spirit Helper. So this week of October 12th, 2021, we've got the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. I feel like the message for this week is Two of Pentacles is about balance. Balance. This is also a card about writing, creative expression through writing. And it asks us to pay attention to where our life is in balance and where we could use more balance. Perhaps using the written word could be very healing for us this week. The Knight of Pentacles guiding us to be strong and steady. Research might be helpful, and being practical with our financial plans. Another way of putting that is, if you have a vision, create a plan. If you have a dream, then what small step, what practical step could I take today? The Seven of Swords, I feel, is guiding us to cleanse our energy and to be aware if there is a situation or person that has less than integrity, and to be able to ask for forgiveness, to forgive, and to move away from situations, to set boundaries when needed, when it comes to people treating us with less than respect. And the Queen of Swords, it's a very mental energy. I feel like the Queen of Swords, that could be someone we come into contact with this week, that could be you, but I feel like the Queen of Swords is guiding us to use our imagination, to use our mental powers, to use our mental capacities to be able to discern in decision making. And it comes back to the Two of Pentacles, which is a card about decisions and balancing and clarity. I feel like the Queen of Swords is guiding us to assess. In Mercury retrograde, it's a great time to assess, research, write down our thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and use this as a way to tap into your sacred imagination, your sacred intuition and insight when it comes to understanding a situation, when we need to maybe use discernment and make decisions. This is a good week for assessing and gathering information as we make decisions. When Mercury moves direct in about a week or so, a lot of us will be feeling, my astrology friends tell me, a lot of us will be feeling more aligned and clarity with our decisions. And I believe there are planets moving from retrograde to direct coming up. So we might feel some shifts in that way. So I'd now like to share with you the Spirit Helper of the week. And this is an animal spirit helper, an amphibian to be sure. And Dave, if you'd like to bring up that picture, drum roll, please. It is none other than Frog. Who doesn't love frogs? I happen to love frogs. I think they're amazing and magical. And I feel their spiritual power whenever I have an encounter with a frog. And I did run across a frog on my walk this morning. No, this isn't the picture of the frog that I ran across. The picture didn't turn out great. So I'm using this lovely picture that you see here. But the frog spirit came into my meditation after I saw him, a frog, an incarnation of this oversoul on my walk. And so Frog would like to offer us a message to help us navigate the energies for this week. Frogs are associated with regeneration, cleansing, transmutation of energy, transformation, the fairy realm, also fertility and abundance in some cultures. And the frog spirit animal was the entity who came to me this week. Every week I open myself to a spirit helper, animal, plants, spirit helper, totem, angel, star being, ascended master who wants to offer me and my audience a message for healing and hope for the week ahead. So here is the message from the frog spirit animal. The sound, the noise, the sacred vocal expression that is your soul's voice. We live in the water, but also the land and the trees. We discern between the different kinds of sounds and how sound can be effective in your life. We use the sound of our voice, our croaks, our calls to deliver messages to one another, to help the planet and bring peace to the environment, to ground the energies inside us and around us. And we use the sacred sounds that we create as a form of delivery of higher consciousness. We don't use the sounds all the time for this, but it is one of the ways in which we use our vocalizations. There are many different vibrations in our habitat and on the planet right now. There are sounds and noises which have frequencies of destruction and gloom. There is a frequency on this planet right now that is not conducive to the growth of life and support of love. It is a vibration we have been working to transmute and rectify. We have been singing our songs in the lakes and streams, woods and rivers. We've been showing you a way to honor the world and use your voice to create transmutation of energies, resulting in a higher frequency overall. Our frequency and the vibrations of our sounds does not drown out the vibrations of the sounds and frequencies around us, but it does add a pitch of love and well-being, of goodwill. This does change the atmosphere and allows other people's frequencies and intentions of goodwill to come together and join in a powerful frequency of love and power to overcome obstacles. This is really what changes and heals the space around you. Using your voice, being brave to allow your true self to express openly for all to hear. Then this gives permission and inspiration to others to do the same. When enough healing and empowering souls from our souls come together as one chord, when enough healing and empowering sounds from our souls come together as one chord, a multifaceted unity of sounds, then the more destructive and unsupported vibrations are not as easy to hear and do not have as much of a hold on the land and ourselves or on the planet. Behold your ability to change the environment around you. You can have a major effect on your own life and on your own ecosystems and beings around you by assisting in the process that we describe. Use your voice and your personal expression as a form of healing. Become aware of what your soul really wants to say through words, song, action, creative expression, and the movement of your body. At times, it is difficult to even hear your own voice when it feels as though other voices are drowning out your own. The key is to start singing your song And this will help you find your own notes, the notes of your soul, and of the planetary soul who expresses through us all. These are notes of forgiveness, love, blessings, inspiration, and knowingness of the oneness of us all. Sing one note and notice what other notes from your soul come forward naturally as you do this. Notice also how it inspires others around you, just seeing their heart's true songs and expressions. Go to where the waters meet the land and allow us to help you transmute the old energy and murkiness around you so that you are refreshed and renewed. Allow us to shed your old vibrations and those which are weighing you down. You have higher vibrations waiting to make their sound known. You are able to create a flow of abundance for yourself with the power of your vibration and sound expressions as well. Use the power of your voice to create a vibration of wealth by speaking words of prosperity and gratitude. Speak also words of prosperity and gratitude for others, and in this way, use the divine power granted to you to draw to you the waters of abundant nurturing and resources. You activate the flow and those around you as well as you see the abundance everywhere you look, even in unexpected places. Thank you, beautiful frog spirit animal, for sharing that message with us today. I would now like to guide us in a brief guided meditation. We do have a few minutes to do that left on the show, and I'll be doing that instead of taking a call today. Felt called to guide us in this meditation today. So what I'd like for you to do, friend, as I play this beautiful Tibetan singing bowl and engage in the sacred sound of which the frog spoke, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath, ground yourself, center yourself. Feel your body relax on the chair, sofa, ground, whatever you're seated on. Take another deep breath. Release any tension in your body. And of course, I recommend you don't do this while you're driving, but otherwise, I want you to now imagine you are walking up to a magical swamp. You approach this magic swamp, and you see a magical cottage that is on the edge of the swamp, sitting on a foundation of stilts. It's a little dock overlooking the swampy waters. You see a lovely older woman come out to greet you and beckon you to sit with her on the porch. And you now make your way up onto her porch. She has a seat waiting for you. There are several large, friendly-looking frogs on this porch, on this dock overlooking the swamp. They croak and ribbit, and as they make their sacred ribbits and croaks, you feel all of the tensions and negative energies that you have been holding, other people's energies that have made their way into your aura. You feel them falling away into the swampy waters as the vibrations move through you and to move any negative or lower vibrations out of your body, cleansing you, refreshing you. You feel the negative energies, other people's energies move into the water where they are transmuted. You feel cleansed and rejuvenated. You feel your aura has been washed and purged of any energies that don't belong, and you feel lighter. You're in touch with your own soul now, so much easier, your own energy. What sound does your soul want to make right now? Allow a note, a noise, a song, or words to express through your mouth, your throat, your vocal cords right now. What sound does your soul want to express? Allow whatever sound, word, note wants to come out to express right now. Feel the soul healing and the soul power of those sounds. Remember, your voice has the power to express vibrations of love, healing, creativity, and abundance into your life. Imagine what expressions want to come into your life at this time. Is it a healing? Is it more abundance, more love, creativity, or inspiration? Is it more balance, more joy? Imagine what wants to come into your life at this time, and imagine that feeling. What is the sound of that feeling? Imagine it now. Imagine what that sound would feel like in your body. And imagine that sound, that feeling permeating through your body, through your life. You turn to your hostess, you turn to the frogs and you thank them. You thank your angels and guides and source, and you bow in gratitude. You walk back down with peace and gratitude to the edge of the swamp, looking back to see the magical cottage and magical guide waving at you. Take a deep breath, feeling yourself in the here and now, feeling the seat on which you are sitting supporting you. Taking 2 deep breaths. Say your name 3 times to ground yourself back in the here and now. And open your eyes, come back to this space when you're ready. I hope that was healing and inspiring and cleansing for you, my friend. Thank you so much for going on this mystical journey with me and Vivian today on Mystical Adventures. I hope you have a beautiful, abundant, cleansing, joyful week, and I look forward to seeing you next show. Blessings.